Alright guys, welcome back to another OperaOmnia video where we are about to look into Ursula's kit. We're going to read off what exactly she does with her abilities, with her LD weapon, so on and so forth, since she is the latest character to have dropped in JB OperaOmnia. Now, I did manage to pull her LD weapon after my pull session this morning, and of course I have taken her to a few Lufenia Plus fights. I have done a few testing based off of her kit, and what I have experienced so far, she is a pretty fun character to play around with. But is she a must pull or not? Well, I'm gonna let you guys know after we read off what exactly is in her kit. So as always, since I am going to be reading off a good amount of information for Ursula, I will be adding timestamps, and those timestamps will be in the description of this video, so that if you are interested in one thing or another, you can just skip over to said thing or said other thing. So as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, consider liking it and subscribing for future OperaOmnia content. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk about Ursula's entire kit. Ursula from Final Fantasy IV The After Year. She is a crystal blue color character. Weapon type Knuckles. Spear slots A, and D. Her base command skill Tenketsu and this includes the extension and weapon passives. It has a max usage of 10. It is a single target HP attack, plus it breaks the target and then recovers brave to herself based on 30% of her own max brave, and then follows up with a 3-hit AoE melee brave plus single target HP attack. When against a single target, it increases the brave damage dealt by 60%, and it allows for 150% stolen brave max brave overflow. On the last HP attack, she deals a 20% splash HP damage to non-targets. She inflicts for 4 actions the Tenketsu to all enemies, and she grants herself the 8 action buff of the Awakened Princess to herself. Now, the Awakened Princess buff to herself, she gets a 20% max brave and attack up, and it also turns her brave attack into a brave attack plus, which is a 2-hit melee brave attack. And then it also turns her HP attack into HP attack plus, which is a 1-hit melee brave plus HP attack. The debuff Tenketsu is a 40% defense down and a 20% speed down, and it allows her to deal weakness damage when attacked by the inflictor, or pretty much Ursula. Her second skill, which is her crystal level 20, which is called Chakra, and again this includes her extension and weapon passives. It has a max usage of 6. It sets the party's brave to their max brave values, plus it recovers brave to the party based on 20% of their own max brave, and then it deals HP damage to the target based on 100% of their own current brave, and then her own brave will not be consumed, and it allows for 120% recovered brave max brave overflow, which basically means that whatever the amount of brave that is recovered between everybody, including Ursula, it does not matter what the number says, she will not lose any of that brave damage, or excuse me, HP damage that she has with the total amount of brave damage that she has acquired after she recovered all of that brave, all of that max brave that she has. It also extends the duration of her own active buffs by 1 action, and she has a no action delay, and it will not add to the total turn count except for summon phase and or as a friend support. Her crystal level 65 set Tenketsu boost all inflicts 3 action of the Tenketsu to the target and increases the party's max brave by a minimal amount for 3 actions. Her crystal level 70 awaken, which is the set Tenketsu boost all extend. When using the set Tenketsu boost all, which is her C65, it increases the party's max brave up effect by a minimal amount. Her call ability, which is the Chakra, it sets the party's brave to their max brave value, plus it deals HP damage to the target based on 50% of their own current brave, and their own brave will not be consumed. That's actually a pretty solid regular call ability right there. That's not too bad. Her Crystal Level 80 Awakening, which is the chakra rank up. When using her chakra call ability, before dealing HP damage, recovers Brave to the party based on their own max Brave, allows for 120% recovered Brave, max Brave overflow, and increases HP damage dealt by a medium amount. Ursula's EX weapon, Ruby Claws. It equips the EX ability 5-star Crimson Palm. The recast speed is normal. Recovers Brave to the party based on 40% of her own max Brave. And then follows up with an AoE HP attack, and then follows up with a defense ignoring 10-hit melee Brave plus an AoE HP attack, and it deals 4 HP damage. It also allows for 150% Stolen Brave, max Brave overflow, and it inflicts 4 actions of Tenketsu, a 40% defense down and a 40% speed down to all enemies, and it grants the 8 action buff of the Secrets of the Fist to herself. The buff Secrets of the Fist. The party gets a 40% max Brave up and attack up. It turns her Brave attack into Brave attack plus, which is a 3-hit melee Brave attack. It turns her HP attack into HP attack plus, which is a 3-hit melee Brave plus HP attack, and it allows for 120% Stolen Brave, max Brave overflow. Her sphere, whenever you fully max out her EX weapon, is weak boost all long, which is a D sphere. When dealing weakness damage, it increases the party's max Brave by 5% for 6 actions. Ursula's LD weapon, which is called God Hand. It equips her the LD ability called Scarlet Flurry. With a max usage of 3, it is a defense ignoring 4 hits AoE melee Brave plus an AoE HP attack dealt 3 times, and it deals split HP damage. And it allows for 200% Stolen Brave, max Brave overflow. It grants 12 actions of the Pride inherited from Father buff to herself, and it will not consume ability usage on the following turn except for some abilities. The buff Pride inherited from Father, the party gets a 20% recovered Brave overflow up, a 30% Brave damage dealt up, and a 20% HP damage dealt up. The Brave will not drop under 20% of their max Brave. When a party member's turn, except for herself, is right after an enemy, she moves her own turn right before that ally's turn. The buffs of the same name will not stack. That's actually pretty solid. After using her LD ability, it turns her HP attack into Spirit Break for 2 uses. If Spirit Break is already active, it adds 2 uses on top of that. Spirit Break recovers Brave to the party based on 20% of their own max Brave, and then follows up with an AoE HP attack based on 100% of their own current Brave. And then for allies that are incapacitated, it deals an AoE HP attack based on 100% of their current Brave, and it deals full HP damage. And their Brave, nobody's Brave, will not be consumed. It extends the duration of own active buffs for 1 action, and it reverts back to HP attack when use drops to 0. Her LD call ability is the defense ignoring 4 hits AoE melee Brave plus an AoE HP attack dealt 3 times. It deals splits HP damage, allows for 150% Stolen Brave, max Brave overflow. The call effects for 2 actions, the party gets a 10% recovered Brave overflow up, a 10% Brave and HP damage dealt up, and the Brave will not drop under 10% of their max Brave. So now we get to the point of the video where, especially my global players, are wondering, should you pull for Ursula? Is she a must pull? No, I don't think she is a must pull. And the reason why I say this is because she leans more to a character where if you want to have some fun shenanigans with, if you want to create a fun yet dumb but yet effective team against Lufenia Plus fights, and you want to include Ursula in said team, then that would be the only reason for you to pull for Ursula. Now there is a couple of pluses that I will give about Ursula. I do like the fact that with her skill 2, she basically ignores the brave gain reduction that the enemies throw at us. So if you guys don't know, the whole brave gain reduction, it basically just reduces the amount of brave that your teammates, anybody in the team, tries to gain. But with Ursula just steps in and is just like, nah fam, I am going to ignore that. That brave gain reduction, no. That does not affect me one bit. Ursula does not have to worry about that because Ursula just focuses on like, okay, what's your max brave? What's your max brave? What's my max brave? Done. She maxes out everybody's max brave and that's it. That's the one and biggest positive thing about her that I really like. Now, I really wish it was similar to Lena's, because Lena's, if you use her LD ability, it changes her HP attack into whatever it's called, and then whenever you use it, it basically maxes out everybody's brave based on the total HP. But with Ursula, it's different because Ursula, you have her damage whenever you use her spirit break. After you use her LD ability, her damage is based on the total max brave of everybody on the team. And with the HP damage up that she is providing with the buff, after you use her LD ability, you are already dealing that extra amount of damage. So if you are bringing characters alongside with Ursula that has high max brave, that is more reliant on that extra max brave, that has passives that are more focused on max brave, then Ursula can take advantage of that and she will be able to dish out that extra little bit of damage. If you bring Ursula and you combine her with the brother summon, that is extra damage that she is going to be doing in the while you are in summon phase. Same thing if you bring a burst unit that has that strong max brave cap up. You know, you can also add on to that with armors, 8-star armors, which I did not mention in this video, but I will put that down in the description of this video as to what her 8-star armor is. But if you bring characters that also increase the max brave cap up for said characters, that also helps out with Ursula's damage whenever you use her spirit break attack after you use her LD ability. Now, I was trying to figure out the correct rotations with Ursula and how she works to try to make her the most effective as possible. The thing is though, it's a little bit weird because like after you use her LD ability, you get a free ability use. So what you could do is use her LD, then use her skill 2, and then afterwards you can spam the 2 spirit breaks that you have, and then you can kind of repeat the process all over again, or you can kind of mix in her skill 1 a few times in between. And also, since her EX ability has a slow, well, not a slow, but a normal recast speed, even though it feels kind of slow to me, it is indicated that it is a normal recast speed. You also have the EX attack as well in between all that. To be doing that extra damage as well. But if you also combine Ursula with somebody with another brave battery, like take example, if you were to combine her with a burst unit, Zidane, if you combine her with Zidane and his burst effect, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Zidane's burst effect has a strong brave regen, then that would actually help out Ursula in continuously dealing damage over and over and over again. And especially if you were to combine her and Zidane and then somebody else who does increase max brave for the party, then the amount of damage that you could potentially be doing could be very nasty. Hell, even if you were to combine Lena and Ursula, it would be, oh my god, that would actually be a very nasty team comp now that you think about it, because like if Lena is doing her HP attack that she gets from her LD ability, and then you got Ursula doing the same thing, and they both are not taking up the brave that they have built up, that's gonna be a nasty combo right there. But aside from that, aside from combinations and, you know, like how I feel about her, or how her skills work and everything like that. She's not a bad unit. I do like the fact that they also gave her, with her LD, and I believe her EX has this as well, defense ignoring abilities. That is a good thing as well. Not a lot of characters do have that, but I have a feeling that since we are right around the corner with Crystal level 90, that a lot of characters are going to be getting that. Now, since her HP attack, the Spirit Break attack, since it only has 2 uses and we are very close to the Ultima weapons, I have a strange feeling that with the Ultima weapons, it may or may not fix that issue, and it may it might help Ursula out a little bit, and it could potentially change how I see Ursula as a character and maybe consider her as a must pull, but I still look at her as like a fun character, a character that, you know, if you're wanting because I don't consider her a DPS character, and at the same time, I don't consider her a support character. I kind of consider her as a utility character. I kind of put her in the same category as like Balthier, and I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm trying to say that they are in the same section where like they both have their usage, like they are a mix of this and that. But with Ursula, she is like more utility, and she does a little bit of DPS, right? So she has her utility with that crazy brave game from her skill 2, and then she has her damage that she does as well. But again, she you know, things could change after Crystal level 90s gets introduced into JP. But as of right now, you know, she's not a must pull, but she is a fun character to pick up if per se you do have the extra resources, or if you are just trying to, or if you need somebody who has a stupid battery that maxes out on the max brave set characters on your team. So but other than that though, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think on Ursula based off of either like the showcases that you may have seen online on YouTube, what I have read in this in this video, and maybe based off of what I have mentioned so far in my I guess quote-unquote experiences, what I think about her and whatnot. So but yeah, other than that though, that's gonna be it. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Maybe I can catch you guys here in my live stream that I will be streaming her event here in just a bit. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.